Now on the USDJPY, we have a interesting situation here. Remember, price has been consolidating since the beginning of the week, where we had a flat channel identified between the 136.550 level, which was initially the resistance point for the week, and then we had the support level of the channel sitting at the 136.00 level. So we had some buying opportunity at the beginning of the week here. I think on Tuesday we joined some bullish momentum, which gave us about 60-70 pips thereabout on the first position, and at the breakout of the resistance level we had about 35 pips before the sell momentum resumed. And I told you during our live session on Tuesday that I wouldn't be selling the USDJPY unless we have a breakdown of the 136.500 level, which also shares a confluence with that resistance level of the ascending channel we identified on the 4 hours time frame. Now price action dropped below the 136.550 to trigger a sell position for us on Tuesday, and we rode the move all the way down into the 135.300 level, where we saw another wave of bullish momentum resume, and that gave us over 120 pips before the bearish momentum started. Now during the live session yesterday, we were looking out for continued selling pressure, and as a result of that expectation, we identify simple structures that will be guiding our trading activity. And one of the structures is this important bearish trend line that you have here. So I told you that we are going to be using this bearish trend line to guide our trading activity. And what I simply said is that if price action continues to trade below the bearish trend line, we continue to look out for selling opportunities, and if price action breaks out of the trend line, we look out for buying opportunity. And in order for us to be able to catch a buy opportunity in this market, we identified this 136.150 level, which also shares a confluence with that bearish trend line, where I said a breakout retest of that structure will definitely negate all bearish attempts in this market, and we shall be looking forward to buying opportunity. And this was exactly what happened here. Price action broke out of the trend line, broke above the 136.150, triggered our buy position, and since then price action has been finding higher highs. And if you are part of this position right now, well done to you, as you would currently be running with about 50 pips in profit. Then I also stated here yesterday that a further breakout of the 136.550 will also be triggering another additional position to our existing trade. And in fact, we saw that happen during the early hours of today as price action moved about, let's see how many pips, about 30-40 pips thereabout before the selling momentum came into the market to take us out of that position. And I hope you already have your buy position triggered right now as price action resume back above the 136.550 level. Now before we go into the expectation for today, there is something I would like us to see here, and we shall be using this also we shall be having this at the back of our mind as we monitor price action around the structure. Now, and that is the 136.900 level. Now look at that structure here. Since the beginning of the week, we have been witnessing selling pressure from the 136.900 level since the beginning of this week. The same thing also happened here during the early hours of today, as we saw that price was unable to even get close to that 136.900 level to give us a higher low. Price was unable to break the previous structure, and with this kind of situation here, it's very obvious that sellers are still very strong in this market. So we really need to be very, very careful in this market. So whatever buy or position we have in this market, we want to ensure that we move our stop loss accordingly to secure that position, just in case we don't get caught up in any sudden pullback that might happen here. And the only thing that will make the bullish momentum very, very valid here is to see price action break out of the 136.900 level. And then at this point, we know that we are going massively bullish for the later part of the week. But if that is not the case, we are still going to remain doubtful of a bullish momentum here. So whenever we have a buy position around this area, ensure you move your stop loss to secure the current position, just in case price action drops to the downside from this level. So with that being said here, I'll also want to make things a little bit easy for us during the New York session today so that we can be able to see these opportunities very clearly. So in order to do this, I'll be deleting the bearish trend line. Then I want to be connecting the series of higher lows here. Remember that since yesterday we have been seeing buy pressure resume in this market. So let's bring back our line chart and then we connect the series of higher lows in this market. And if we do that, we should be having something like this. So we're looking forward to something like this here. We have a higher low here. So I'll be giving this a blue color. Let me give this a blue color like this. So we have a bullish trend line here to guide our trading activity. So in as much as we continue to see higher lows here, price action continues to trade above that bullish trend line, we feel comfortable in our buy position on the USDJPY. So let's continue to see what happens here. Price action remain above this trend line. A breakout of the 136.900 will welcome additional position to our existing trade. And if at any point in time price action breaks down that bullish trend line, then will be a beautiful sign that we might be having a momentum shift, and continued selling pressure below the structure will definitely welcome a sell position on the USDJPY. So I will be advising you to screenshot my screen so that you can use it as a reference point when you're about to make your individual decision.